Hey friends, in this lesson we will cover all the tips and strategies to solve short answer questions. This is the last type of the questions in our listening test and we will discuss all the tips with the help of examples. Now talking about the first tip, it says that you need to read the instructions carefully when you get your listening paper and if you'll get your short answer questions. Now here the instructions will be like this: no more than 3 words and or a number. Like you can write 3 words plus one number in your answer if it is required. You cannot write 4 words answer because you will get the answers incorrect if you write 4 words plus a number. So the first thing is you have to read the instruction. The instruction can be in the form of 1 word answer only, 2 word answer, 3 word answers and so on. Now the second step will be the short answers only need main words, meaning candidates will not write a sentence. You have to just focus on writing the main words. Like if we talk about question number 1, it is written, what time does the farm park open? So you need to just focus on the time and you have to write just the time. Now here, if the examiner says and trick the question by saying that the farm park timings are 9:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. So students have a habit that they will write this time as a whole. They'll write the sentence. But you need to focus on the question very carefully that only the opening time is asked to you, not the closing time. So your answer will be clearly 9:30 a.m. Not more than that. You cannot write the full time or a sentence. So this kind of thing you need to understand at the time of marking your keywords. Then comes the next strategy, which is called the answers will come in the same order. That means you will listen this in a sequence order only. You will listen the answer number 1 first, then second, then third and so on. If these answers will be in a random order, it will definitely create confusion in the minds of people. So that's why examiner will not trick you that much. So the answer will follow a same order. It will become easy to find the answers then. The next strategy is finding specific information and prediction part. Here, I have told you that the time is given, so you can predict that you need to write the time here. For the second and the third question, it is written what two attractions are most popular with visitors. So you need to write here the places, that what attracts the people the most. The last but not the least thing you need to know about short answer questions is the examiner may try to change his opinion by using a lot of distractors. Now, what is a distractor? It can be any word or a phrase that changes the opinion of the examiner and the original piece of information what he was saying. So you may be given an answer once and then you have to taken it back. For example, for question number 1, the time or you can say the opening time was asked. So here if the speaker says, for most of the year we are open from 9:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. So here according to your thought the answer will be 9:30 a.m. because it is said in the first half of the conversation. Then he used the word but, which is a distractor. So here because of this distractor the conversation will change as the speaker then said, now that the dark days of December have arrived, we welcome our visitors from 10 a.m. and close at 4 o'clock. So in this case, you thought that answer will be 9:30 a.m. But according to the conversation, or you can say full conversation, you will realize that the answer will be 10 a.m. So you will mark like this. So this is how the distractor will work. You need to listen to the contradictory words like but, however, although. So these kind of words can change the opinion of the examiner. So you need to listen the words very carefully and you have to follow all these steps in marking your answer correct. You have to solve this example. Here, Red markings are all your keywords. You need to follow these keywords. You need to understand what the questions are saying. You need to also read the instructions very carefully before marking your correct answer. So now I am playing the audio for you, and you will be given some seconds time to mark your answers as well. So I'm playing the audio now.
Hello, Mrs. Sutton. Come in. How are you settling in next door? Have all your things from Canada arrived yet? I thought I saw a removals van outside your house yesterday afternoon.
Yes, they came yesterday. We spent all day yesterday arranging them. It's beginning to feel a bit more like home now.
Oh, that's good. Look, come in and sit down. Are you all right? You look a bit worried.
Well, I am a bit. I'm sorry to bother you so early, Mrs. Smith, but I wonder if you could help me. Could you tell me how I can get hold of a doctor? Our daughter, Anna, isn't very well this morning, and I may have to call somebody out. She keeps being sick, and I am beginning to get a bit worried. I just don't know how the health system works here in England. All I know is that it's very different from ours back in Canada.
Well, I don't know really where to start. Let me think. Well, the first thing you have to do is find a family doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we call them general practitioners as well,
Right.
and register with him or her. If you live here, you've got to be on a doctor's list. If you're not, things can be a bit difficult.
Oh.
Nobody will come out to you if you're not registered. Anyway, they work in things called practices,
Uh-huh.
sort of small groups of family doctors all working together in the same building.
So the first answer is her daughter Anna, or you can write only Anna. And the second answer is practices. So now we'll discuss these two examples according to the tips which I have taught you earlier. That first you need to mark the instructions. So you have marked no more than 3 words as an important instruction. So you will write 3 word answer only. Then the second step is that prediction. So in this part you need to predict that what are the questions asked to you. Say suppose question number 1 is saying who is Mr. Sutton worried about. So you'll mark the keyword who and worried. Now here there's a hint I have written for you that who depicts the name of the person. Whenever who thing is asked to you, that means you need to mention the name of the person for whom Mrs. Sutton is worried. So this kind of prediction you have to mark earlier. Then for the next question it is written what is the name of the group of family doctors working in the same building together. So in red markings there are the keywords. How you will predict that what will be the name of the group of family doctors. You need to write the name of the group of the family doctors, meaning you will write not the sentence but just the name of the group. You will not write the whole sentence what the speaker said in the conversation. Here, two speakers were there, Mrs. Smith and Mrs. Sutton. Now, question number 1 is referring to Mrs. Sutton, that for whom she is worried. So here I have marked it in bold that our daughter Anna isn't very well this morning. So Mrs. Sutton is worried about her daughter Anna. So that's why the answer is her daughter Anna, or you can write only Anna. Then for the second question, the keywords will be here in Mrs. Smith conversation. That she said that if you live here, you've got to be on the doctor's list. So that means family doctors and doctors are your keywords which you can match up in the conversation. Then she used the sentence that nobody will come out to you if you are not registered. Anyway, they work in things called practices. Now, here the word practices come first, and then she mentioned the meaning of practices like this sort of small group of family doctors. So these keywords are marked here, group of family doctors, all working together. You can mark here, working together in the same building. That means in the same building. So the answer will be prior to this, that is practices, because this sentence is referred to practices. So this is how you will complete your short answer questions according to the tips and strategies which I have taught you in this presentation. Thanks for watching.